Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Carey coming back to you with our second video on the Chapter 3 multiplication review. And this is box multiplication. And this is one of the things it's one of the ways of multiplying that I really like. And it's really good. I kind of refer to it as my anchor, especially when you're doing some word problems when you have to correct other students. Jimmy multiplied this and he got it wrong. What did he do wrong? So instead of just staring at the numbers and not really understanding, write your box multiplication. So we're going to continue on with 12 times 34 because last time using the distributive property we got 408, and let's go ahead and see if we get that same answer with box multiplication. So 12 times 34. So I'm going to write my 12. Well, I already have my 12 up there, sorry. All right, so I have to look at a way of how can I make 12. So I like to do 10 plus 2. Okay, you don't have to put the plus. I put it there just to kind of remind my students, 10 plus 2, and then the top is going to be 30 plus 4. Now, if your line is not exactly straight, that's okay. I know the book shows it like the 2 is that big, and then you kind of have to write the partial product, and they're really tiny. You don't really have to do that. I'm not going to do it as long as you understand that it's more of a visual representation of why they do it in the book. But for simplicity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my box. So boom, and we'll get kind of close. Boom. So this is how you set up your box. 30 plus 4 and 10 plus 2, or 10 plus 2 and 30 plus 4. So let's start off. Remember, yellow and blue, or green and blue make yellow. So let's start off with our first step is to multiply the tens. So just like the distributive property, we're going to do 10 times 30. Okay, so 10 times, let me erase that, 10 times 30, or again, look at it, 3 tens times 1 gives you, all right, 330 tens. Great. Now, let's go over to our tens to the ones. Tens times 1, so 10 times 4. Let's go ahead and erase that. That's step 2. 10 times 4 is, that's right, is going to be 40. So 110 times 4 gives you 4 tens, or 40. Good. Now we're starting to see some similarities to when we did the distributive property. So now we're going to do 2 times 30. All right, let's get that guy out of there. All right, 2 times 30, so 3 tens times 2 gives me 6 tens. Very good, 60. And then our last step, we go 2 times 4. And then we're going to go ahead and erase that. Oh, erased a little bit of my box. Let's go ahead and clean that up. Excellent. So 2 times 4 is, that's right, 8. And then now we have our partial products. So now all we have to do is add them up. Now, however you want to add them up is fine. I recommend, if you're just starting out and you're doing this and you're unsure, and you don't want to do mental math, that's fine. Just set it up over here. So let's set up our partial products. 300. I like to go greatest to least, biggest to smallest. So I have 300, then I have 60, then I have 40, then I have 8. Don't forget your plus sign. Now we just add them up. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 6 plus 4 gives me 10. All right? So 6 tens plus 4 tens gives me 10 tens. So I put my 0 there, regroup my 1. Now I have 100 plus 300 gives me 400. So my answer is 408. Not bad. So we did get the same answer as our distributive property, and we actually did it very much the same way, doing the 10s to the 10s, 10s to the 1s, 1s to the 10s, and then 1s to the 1s. So it works out. One of the questions I had today was what would happen if you switched them? Meaning, let's say, let's go ahead and erase this. What would happen if I put, let's say, the 10 plus 2 and the 30 plus 4 if I switch the spots? Well, that is the cool thing about multiplication, the commutative property. I can put this wherever I want. So let's just try that. 10 and 2 and 30 and 4. So it's going to look very much the same. Things are just going to be kind of flip-flopped, right? So let's do 30 times 10 is still 300. Let's do 30 times 2. 3 tens times 2 gives me 6 tens, or 60. Let's do 4 times 10. I'm not going to erase it. I'm just going to keep it there. Gives me 40. And then 4 times 2 gives me 8. So it's very much the same. The only thing that really changed was these two guys here, or gals, they switched spots, right? Because we had switched our numbers up here. But we get the same exact partial products. They're just in a different position, which is very cool. So yeah, that is your box multiplication. It's a good chapter 3 review. So this is the second video. The third video, we are going to tackle partial product multiplication. And that's going to be our third video, 3 of 4. And that's essentially multiplying partial products, but without using the box. Some of the students like it. I'm indifferent. I don't really care. But I like kind of having different ways to do multiplication. So check back in and check out my next video, which will be partial product multiplication. Thanks for watching.